What's good, sexy? So we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and we have the Datamines for the upcoming Ashen Wolves and Muspell banner. Now, the banner is dropping in T-minus 2 hours from now, and don't you just love it when they drop the Datamines not long before reset? So we have like almost no time to process the Datamines and all of that. I always prefer it when they drop the Datamines a little bit earlier, like around 7 or 8 p.m. my time. But they just love making my life a living hell, basically. So, regardless, we have stats for the new units. We got Boons and Banes. We have info on the upcoming Hall of Forms, which we're going to be talking about as well. And there's also a very interesting spoiler that we're going to talk about as well. I'm going to give you guys a heads up once we get to it, but just letting you guys be forewarned right now, there is a pretty interesting spoiler concerning the story, so just beware. Alright, first and foremost, let's get the stats out of the way, and we're going to start with Muspell himself. So he's got 40 HP, 41 attack, 16 speed, 39 defense, and 37 res, with an overall BST of 173. And he's got super boons in attack and defense, so I think either one of those would work out just fine. He is very tanky, so going some extra defense might not be bad. But he has this effect on his weapon where he gets a bunch of bonus damage. So plus attack might be better overall, I would say. It pretty much just depends on how you want to play him. But Muspell is a really awesome unit. He's got a really nice support weapon, so... Or also his C skill is where he gets the support. My bad, guys. He gets the bonus damage on his C skill. So you may want to consider sparking him or trying to get him on this banner. Okay, next up we have Constance, who's got a 39 HP, 42 attack, 40 speed, 17 defense, and 29 res, for a grand total BST of 167. And then Constance has got boons in attack and speed. So either one of those is going to work out. She is a very player phase oriented unit. On odd numbered turns, I believe, she nullifies bonuses on the foe to speed and res. So you may want to go plus speed. She also has half of null follow-up built into her weapon. And typically when you have that, you want to try to be as fast as possible. So I would recommend going plus speed, but plus attack for some extra damage is definitely going to work out as well. Now, she has a lot of really good fodder skills. She's got attack and speed trace. She's got attack and speed push 4, and then speed and res rain. So, Constance is just a clinic for fodder. There's really no bad summons on this banner, if I'm being honest. Like, all of the units are very valuable to summon for. And that's why I do think this is a must-summon banner, at least going for the spark. Alright, so let's move on to Hoppy up next. Hoppy's actually a very interesting unit because she basically just functions as a blue version of Legendary Lilina if you get enough special cooldown reduction on her. So you'd be able to run stuff like Growing Wind or Blazing Wind or whatever, and she could actually deal a ton of damage. On top of that, she's effective against dragons and beasts. So Hoppy is kind of like a sleeper unit, I would say, on this banner. I didn't really catch on to how good she was. I knew she was good, of course, from the trailer, but it turns out she's actually a lot better than I initially gave her credit for. So she's got 40 HP, 42 attack, 26 speed, 16 defense, and 39 res with a BST of 163, and a super boon in attack, which is all that really matters for her. Maybe res would have been nice, but all you want to do with her is go plus attack and just nuke the hell out of everything with souped up specials like Iceberg, Glacies, or the Blazing specials. Alright, next up we have Yuri, who is the man of the hour. I believe this guy is the leader of the Ashen Wolves, and his assist skill is pretty bananas, so let's go ahead and take a look at him. He's got 40 HP, 39 attack, 43 speed, 26 defense, and 29 res. And Yuri has got a super boon in speed with a BST of 177. Man, that's actually a lot higher than I thought. So with plus speed, he doesn't even need the dual force skill that they gave him, basically. He's already going to score in the 180 bin, so they gave him dual 4 uselessly, pretty much. I guess it's just there to fodder off to other units, but you guys already know my take on the dual force skills. I think they're completely useless. You might as well just go ahead and build up some of the Grail projects like Ninja Hana and Kalik and also the Summer Norn that we just got. Those units already score in the 180 bin, so to me, I think the dual fours are just completely useless. I would not recommend spending orbs to get them. But if you want to play your favorites in Arena and that's all that matters to you, then in that case, I could see the value of going for them. But I just think they're completely unnecessary. Also, they shafted legendary heroes with them because for some reason, the legendary heroes score a lot lower with them. Not sure why they did that, but it was a dumb move. Oh, also, let's go ahead and take a look at the inheritance restrictions for foul play. So, this assist had a lot of people's mouth watering when we saw it in the trailer. Unfortunately, it's not inheritable whatsoever. It's a Yuri exclusive. I was thinking at the very least it might have been inheritable by dagger types, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So, at the very least, I guess we dodged a bullet there. Foul play is only on Yuri. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Balthus up next. Now, Balthus is a very interesting unit because he's going to be added to banners as a 3 and 4 star summon without first appearing as a focus hero. Now, they've done this with Benny already, so it might be a little bit tough to pick up copies of Balthus, which is kind of unfortunate because this guy is actually really awesome. So he's got 47 HP, 42 attack, 24 speed, 37 defense, and 31 res. And he's got a 181 BST with super boons in attack and speed. So, dude, 181 BST with a super boon in attack jumps him up to the 185 bin. So he scores incredibly high. He's an infantry type unit on top of that, so you don't have to worry about armored type advantages or anything like that. In the case with units like Benny and Christmas Hilda, that even though they scored 185, they were armored types. So Balthus is like a better version of Kalik pretty much. He's got better defense and res. He's got way better attack with the super boon. And he's got a lot of HP. So Balthus is an incredible unit to go for the merges on. Definitely a top priority merge project if you manage to get a lot of copies of him. And we can go ahead and take a look at the skills that Balthus comes with. Let me just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so Instant Axe Plus. We got 14 might and 1 range. If unit initiates combat, grants attack and defense up 4 during combat. And foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So it's basically Budding Bow the Axe. You just get attack and defense up 4. And you get a light version of Sturdy Impact. So a pretty solid weapon, I guess, for certain units that normally wouldn't be able to get impact skills, like Cavalry, for example. But I don't really think you want to keep this on him. Probably want to go for a better axe. There's so many really good ones. Probably the Plegian axe would be sick on this guy. Okay, he also comes with Ignis. He comes with Brazen Attack and Defense 3 at 4 star. And then he comes with Close Guard at 5 star. So, not too shabby there. His base kit, even though it's okay, it's like not really relevant whatsoever. You're just going to deck him out with better stuff anyway. Okay, and finally, we have our Grand Hero Battle unit. So, this guy is Aelfric, and I actually have no idea who this guy is. I believe he's an exclusive character to the Ashen Wolves DLC. So, I don't know anything about him. Oh my god, dude, he's another infantry red tome? Are you serious? Dude, that really pisses me off, man. We just got well, I was gonna say Leon. We just got Peleus not so long ago. So why? Why not make him blue or make him like green or colorless or something, man? Come on. They're killing us with these red tome Grand Hero Battle infantry types, man. Alright, whatever. So, 43 HP, 40 attack, 31 speed, 20 defense, and 37 res. Honestly, this looks exactly like Peleus. I don't really notice much of a difference here. He's got a lot of attack and res, and then defense is kind of bad. Speed is okay. I don't know, man. I really do not care for any more of these red tome infantry Grand Hero battles. They gotta stop with this. He's got a Super Boon in attack and a 171 BST. At this point, it's just build your favorite. Like, who really cares? If you like Peleus more, just build him. Or if you like Leon the most, build him. If you like Garneth or whoever else, we have so many. Just Iago is another one. I would say probably Iago has more value just because he has a perf weapon. Like, these guys not having perf weapons really hurts them. Okay, so he has Rower Rabbit Plus, 12 might and 2 range. During unit's first combat in the player phase or enemy phase, he gets attack and res up 5. And he also gets back 7 HP after combat. I believe this is a complete replica of that conch tome that the Summer, what's-his-face has, Summer Lawrence. I think this is the exact same weapon. I would have to double check that, but for the most part, it seems like the same thing. So, a complete waste of a weapon there. Okay, he has Glacies at 4-star. He's got attack and res push 3 at 5-star. I guess that's okay if you want to fodder the level 4 variant a little bit easier. And then he has threat and defense and res 2 at 4-star, which is also kind of good if you want to go for the menace skill. So he just seems like complete fodder, honestly. There's not really much to do with this guy unless you like him and you want to build him. So, big sad there. Okay, so we saw this guy in the trailer last night. So they really quickly showed off this angry Fafnir. I don't know what the hell happened to this guy, but he is not playing around, and this is where we're going to get into spoiler territory in just a second. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled, then be warned right now that we are going to cover something that is a spoiler. So first, we're going to take a look at his angry artwork, which is actually quite good. I can expect this guy being on a fallen banner at some point, but very nice evil artwork there. And here comes the spoiler part. So Mecha Dragon Fafnir's weapon and class data. He is a colorless armored dragon. So he completely changed type. Before, I believe, he was a lance cavalry type. And now he's going to be a colorless armored dragon. I would take this colorless part with a grain of salt, because a lot of times they add weapons in the datamines that are colorless at first, but when we actually get them in-game, they actually do end up having a color. Like we saw this with Muspell before, where it said that he was going to be colorless, but he ended up being red. So this could be true, but I would say don't be too quick to jump on that. So his weapon is Scalding Breath. Grants speed up 3 if foe initiates combat, or if the foe's HP is above or equal to 75% at the start of combat. Grants all stats up 5 to unit, and neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks, and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. And also, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. And of course, like all dragons, he gets adaptive damage. So, let's see here. So, all stats up 5. He gets null follow-up. And he also inflicts guard. So, pretty interesting. A whole combination of good effects there. You get some bonus stats, null follow-up, and guard. Doesn't seem too crazy, but him being an armored dragon is interesting, because I guess you could go ahead and give him a save skill if you wanted to. So, it may end up depending on if he has any unique passive skills that would determine how good he actually ends up being. But for the most part, if it's just this weapon, I don't really think he's going to be that big of a menace. Like, compare this to Fallen Edelgard or Brave Hector or Pirate Surtur and stuff. Those guys definitely make better save skill armor choices. And the final thing we have to talk about is the Hall of Forms. So it's going to be Teleus themed, of course, and we have Sanaki. Oh, Bride Sanaki, actually, Apostle in White. We have Ashnard, we have Ilyana, the Halloween Ilyana, and then we have Dancing Nephidi. So, an interesting selection there. I actually believe this Dancing Nephidi might be the only dancer from Path of Radiance, because they counted Rayson as being from Radiant Dawn, even though he was playable in Path of Radiance. And Leanne, of course, is just only playable in Radiant Dawn. So the Dancing Nephany may be a useful unit if you want a dancer for some of those limited battles where you can only use units from one game. But as far as this selection goes, I don't really think there's anything too crazy here. Ilyana might be an okay save skill option. Ashnard is actually a pretty solid merge project, but I think he's probably aged a little bit at this point. And then Sanaki has gotten a refine where she just does some big damage, but I don't know, man. I would probably say hold on to your Form of Souls if you have any and wait for something better. So that's going to wrap us up for the Datamines tonight. Like I said, I will be summoning on the banner when it drops in just a little bit. So look forward to that, guys. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So thanks so much for watching, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.